Hello, and welcome to the Stupid Sequels podcast, where we find truly terrible movies and give them all the attention they don't deserve. Each episode will discuss exactly what made such a horrible sequel, from casting to budget to just plain bad writing. While we all love a great movie, there's something just a little more fun about watching a seriously stupid sequel. Now, while there are plenty of awful sequels out there, we have a few guidelines about the kind of movies we'll be reviewing here. We're talking about direct-to-video, made-for-TV, never appeared in a theater sequels. The ones the studios gave up on before they even started. So this week, my guest is Francis, and we will be discussing Mulan 2, the sequel to Mulan. Francis,
to Chelsea.
You were so excited because you were originally going to do Little Mermaid, and then you're like, wait, can I switch to Mulan? I'm like, yes, nothing's locked down. You're like, oh, thank God, you were so relieved.
Well, I grew up watching Mulan. I had the VHS, and I would just at least once a week, plug it in, watch it, love it, it was great.
I can see tiny Francis, did you try to wipe off half your makeup with your sleeves?
Maybe.
So I just remember I saw so many BuzzFeed articles. It's like, okay, I want a makeup remover as good as Mulan's sleeve because that shit was fresh.
Fucking clean lines and everything.
There's whole expectations versus reality, and there's one with Mulan where she does that, and it just is all smeared like a clown face. I'm like, true. Okay, so the original came out in 1998. The sequel came out in 2005. The original got an 86% on Rotten Tomatoes. Any guess on what the sequel got?
14%.
0.
Of course it got 0%.
I found so many articles like why Mulan 2 is the most racist, horrible movie of all time.
It's pretty bad.
There was gonna be a Mulan 3. Like, they had already started animating.
Seriously?
And this one takes so hard, they're like, never mind. Kill it. Like, that's how bad it was.
Oh my God.
So, shocking, because, if you look at it on paper, they got the entire original cast back, minus Eddie Murphy.
Because he had a contract with Shrek 2. It was Shrek 2, not Shrek 1, funny enough, but Shrek 2, where Eddie Murphy wasn't allowed to do any other animated whatever.
Yeah.
Which sucks, but
whatever. But the casts are B.D. Wong as Li Shang. B.D. Wong is a musical theater actor. He has a Tony Award. His singing voice is Donny Osmond.
Oh, God.
Because this movie is racist.
Oh, my God.
More of that later. Ming-Na Wen is Mulan, and the singing voice of Mulan. Who is it, Francis?
Lea Salonga.
How much do you love her?
So much.
Don't we all?
She's perfect.
So much. George Takei is Ancestor Fa. Harvey Firestein is Yao. Gede Watanabe? Or Watanabe?
Ken Watanabe.
Not Ken. It's Gede.
Oh. What?
G-E-D-D-E.
G-E-D-D. Oh, Gede.
I think it's Gede.
Gede Watanabe, I think.
He is Ling. He's Long Duck Dong in 16 Candles.
Okay.
And then the guy who plays Po Chen has 8 voice credits, and 4 of them are Mulan related. And then the 3 princesses, who are Mei, Su, and Ling Ling?
Ting Ting.
Ting Ting, there we go. Are played by
so racist.
Lucy Liu, Sandra Oh, and Lauren Tom. Lauren Tom is the voice of Amy Wong on Futurama. Oh. And number 3 on Codename Kids Next Door.
Oh, there was a fan theory about number 3 growing up to be Amy Wong.
They were right. And half of her voice credits are for other Asian characters. So get it, Lauren Tom. I like you.
Your voices have a type. Cool.
Now, what made you love the original so much?
It was just so well rounded. It was dark, but also just light and humorous. But there was always this looming sense of the opening scene is, oh my God, people are dying and the war has started.
Now all of China knows you're here. Good. Ooh.
Yeah.
Shudder.
He just burns the flag.
And they were a Disney villain. They were not ha ha ha, I'm gonna sing a song about how bad I am. My favorite part when he's I want all of China to know I'm here. Send a message.
Yeah.
How many people does it take to send a message?
1.
Boom! Shoots him in the back with an arrow. He is a villain who does not. He's a villain without a villain song.
That's how bad he is. He's he's one of the few Disney villains to have actually killed somebody.
I think they originally wanted to make him Genghis Khan, but it didn't work time-wise. Because in the original, they worked really hard to make the visual design really close to the Ming and Qing dynasties. I mean, the opening sequence, which is just like the painting on water.
So beautiful.
They actually did watercolor on rice paper and just filmed it.
Cool.
It's so pretty.
I like how they did that for the opening in Mulan too, actually.
Yeah, and they created the crowd simulation software for the Hun attack and the crowd scenes so that you could have a crowd, but you could control each of the characters individually, and they named it Attila. Because they're the Huns.
I get it.
So the soundtrack was originally supposed to be Stephen Schwartz. He did, but he got offered Prince of Egypt.
Oh.
And they wanted to remove Stephen Schwartz's name from all of the advertising for Hunchback. After that, they were so mad.
Hunchback?
Stephen Schwartz did Hunchback of
Notre Dame. That's right. Yeah.
But they wanted to remove his name from all of the advertising. They were so mad at him.
Really?
And they didn't let him do another Disney movie for a really long time.
Oh, jeez.
Because he'd already written 3 songs for Mulan.
Oh, damn.
And they scrapped all 3 of those songs, and the music was done by Wilder and Zippel. I don't know.
Well, I mean, I'm glad, because, like, what? Be a Man, Reflection, like, they have so many good iconic songs.
Like, do you, like, wonder, like, how good it could have been?
I do.
With Stephen Schwartz, because Stephen Schwartz is so good. And Christina Aguilera's version of Reflection was her first song released in the U.S., and it got her a recording contract with RCA.
No way.
It launched her solo career. And there are 7 different international versions of the song. Leia thinks like 4 of them.
Of course she does.
Because she's everything.
She's amazing. Jackie Chan actually voices Li Shang in the Chinese version.
And he is Li Shang's animation guide. I don't know what you call it.
Mocap or something like
that. Yeah, not movement capture because they weren't that advanced yet. But he'd like come into the studio to do all of the martial arts moves, and they used him as the reference. Something else fun about Mulan. Mm-hmm. Disney had a deal with McDonald's.
Oh, yeah?
At the time.
I haven't heard about this.
What? And they did some promotional materials?
Oh, yeah? Like sauces or food or anything? Or something like that?
What kind of sauce was it?
I think it was like Szechuan sauce.
Do it.
Wubba-lubba-dub-dub!
He looked like he was going to pop if he didn't get to do that. Yes, Rick and Morty, Szechuan sauce. Bring it back, Disney.
Bring it back.
Bring it back. Okay, so we have to talk about this. Okay. They're doing a remake of Mulan live action, a la Cinderella and Beauty and the Beast. So yeah, in the live action one, it's not going to be a musical. Mm-hmm. There's no Shang Li.
Oh, okay.
And there's no Mushu.
There's no Mushu?
Which, like, then don't make a Mulan movie. No, I legit. If you want to make like an empowering woman's movie with a Chinese character, there are others.
I just think it's strange that they don't have Shang in there.
And they're like, oh, we want this one to be more historically accurate. Well, then you should have made it historically accurate the first time. Because guess what? We didn't all watch the first one. We're like, oh, we liked it, but the historical accuracy could have been... No!
Yeah, the first one was good. Why fix something that's not broken?
And like I already said this in Rebecca's copy, remake ones that sucked. They're remaking Black Cauldron. I fully agree with that. Because Black Cauldron, they condensed 5 books into 1 movie.
Oh, God.
Which is why it makes no goddamn sense.
Jeez.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
So the original Mulan was nominated for an Oscar and a Golden Globe. The animation is like a gorgeous mix of animation and CGI.
Beautiful.
Like where they use CGI, it's seamless or it's needed. It's gorgeous. I mean, 5 minutes into the movie, we know all the characters, we know all their characteristics, the music and the vocals and the orchestrations are gorgeous. 10 minutes into the movie, we have Honor to Us All and Reflection, which are
so perfect.
2 incredible songs. And this was the first Disney movie to be released on DVD.
Huh.
Yep. Probably got a simultaneous release on VHS.
Oh, VHS.
We're old. Shh. Okay, so Mulan 2, and of course my neighbor's gonna vacuum. I'm so sorry if you can hear it, guys. The animation looks cheap.
It looks like the animated television series Mulan.
Like the Saturday morning cartoon version. It's so bad. So it starts with an award ceremony for Mushu with all of the other ancestors. They do this weird thing where they have modern humor. Like, he has, like, like, marquee lights and a hot tub. Which, like, I get you make modern jokes in the Disney movies, and that's what makes them funny. Like, I mean, they'd be like, who would ever take a girl seriously? Wink, wink, nod, nod. Get it, it's a modern joke. But in all Disney sequels, they seem to do this weird thing where they're like, we're going to have, in the Cinderella movie that Becca and I just reviewed, they have a Ferris wheel.
What?
And, like, in the later Aladdin movies, they use all of this modern technology. Like, beyond the genie.
That's so... I feel like it's good in little doses, you know, but, like, it's overkill.
Yeah. And I don't know why they do it exclusively in Disney sequels. Like,
so
do you
strange.
realize that it sucks and that's why you're doing it? Or do you just get such a poor team together that's the only tools they have to lean on?
I feel like by the second movie, they've already, you know, it's like, okay, it's good. We know it's good. So we'll put, like, the interns on it.
And the thing is, everyone just buys tickets or buys it because they're like, oh, it's great. It's Mulan. And then they've already bought it by the time they realize it sucks.
Oh, God.
This is pre, like, Twitter and Facebook.
Yeah.
Where you could be like, nobody see Mulan 2. It's terrible. Like, you just had to, like, speak to the people next to you and be like, this movie is bad.
And racist and terrible and, oh, my God.
Oh, it's so racist. Okay, so if any of you guys watch Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, there's this whole episode where Titus finds one of his past lives is a geisha.
Huh.
And are you recording on a third track?
No.
Okay. No. He finds out one of his previous lives was a geisha, and he writes a musical about it. The intro music to Mulan 2 sounds like Titus's geisha song. In how traditional and accurate it is. So, Grandma is running a proposal pool on when Mulan will get engaged, and the dad's betting on it.
Of course.
Which is so funny. Mulan has tiny child fans who just, like, come to her house, and they're like, is Mulan here? And they're like, she's out back, wink, wink, doing her chores, wink, wink. She's training her child army.
That's the weird part, too. Before even the children get there, Mulan's just... Like, okay, Mulan 1, Mulan's, like, I understand that, you know, she went through an awesome training montage.
The greatest training montage song ever.
Iconic. But, you know, she's still established as, she's a little clumsy, but she's still herself. She's not a warrior by any means, but, you know, she is just, you know, calm, peaceful, serene. But then now, in this one, she's opening up with, just like fighting and training for some reason in the backyard.
No, literally, she's like, hiya, 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 and then someone walks in and she's like, hiya. That's how she says hello to people. She goes, hiya, because China.
What's Mulan's favorite drink?
Hi, C.
Water!
Oh, that is a more culturally sensitive joke than any single one that the movie makes.
That is true.
So she's teaching the children their lessons. Lesson 2 is kick butt. But lesson 1 is to be gentle and tough. And she's teaching them about opposites and balance. And then they have a song that's just like, hey, what made I'll Make a Man Out of You a good song? Is it lists and metaphors? No,
yeah,
guys.
I think that was it, yeah.
It's not. Because they're literally like, you gotta be like a tree, you gotta be like bamboo, you gotta be like a rock, and you gotta be like water. That's not even close to the tune. But, like, literally they're just listing opposite things.
And that's it. That's the whole song.
Oh, in the intro, there's this, like, heavy focus on a yin-yang symbol. Like, multiple times.
Yeah.
Like, yin-yang symbol.
Yin-yang.
This is gonna be important, guys.
Yin-yang. Opposites.
The actual singing isn't that bad.
No, it's fantastic,
Just
actually.
the song is so bad.
Terrible.
So Shang rides up, and he's in his general uniform now. He got a promotion.
Oh, so fancy. It looks... I think it looks really cool on him.
He looks real fancy. And all the kids are like, General Shang!
Everyone's fangirling over him. I love it.
And he's like, oh, there's tiny children about, and I kind of wanted to talk to Mulan alone.
Oh,
and this one little girl's just, like, dead staring him like, I want you. And he hands her his helmet, and she just runs away with it.
He hands her a general's helmet. A general's helmet.
And Mulan's like, you're never gonna get that back. He's like, I know.
He just doesn't, like...
And he's cool with it.
Wasn't that what if that was the helmet that, like, his father had? That he
that's
put
what
on?
he finds.
Yeah.
He leaves that.
Oh, that's right. He left it.
He left.
That's right.
He went back and got it.
He went back, got it, and gave it to the little girl to give it away.
That child's gonna be running around the village with the general's helmet. They're gonna be like, did you steal that? No, someone get... Yeah, we're putting you in child jail.
Right?
You're dead. So
it's an expensive piece of armor.
Okay, they walk around a corner and Mulan has changed outfits. Because she was in her blue warm-ups, and then all of a sudden she's in this cute little purple dress,
Her proposal outfit.
Do it for the gram. I want to be so cute when I get proposed to. I want to color coordinate with the magnolia trees. Oh, Mulan means magnolia. Mulan in Chinese is magnolia.
Oh.
That's why he puts the magnolia flowers in her hair, and there's a magnolia tree in their backyard.
I get it now.
Yeah. So, Mushu finds out she's engaged. Oh, the dad won the proposal bet, guys. He bet that they'd get engaged before sunset.
It's so weird, too, how they play him as, this all-wise character. It's a man never gambles. It is bad. Or whatever, shit like that.
And then she's like, honey, you saying you're not supposed to gamble. He's like, I can't do the accent because I'm not Asian. Francis is, guys. Francis is Asian. He's allowed.
When he's is against your mother, it is an investment.
Which doesn't make sense.
No sense at all.
The joke doesn't make sense.
It just doesn't land.
So Mushu's getting super emotional. He's like, my baby's getting engaged. They only saved China a month ago.
A month ago? Yeah, this is a month after all that happened.
And they're like, let's get engaged. We have PTSD and we literally don't know how to be around other people. And so they discuss everything in battle lingo.
Oh my god.
Because the grandma invites all of China to their engagement party. And they're like, I'll divide and conquer. If you take it from the left flank, I'll take it from the right. All we know is war.
It was so bad.
All we have in common is war.
You almost feel bad for these people.
And the ancestors are super excited for the wedding because they're like, Mushu, that puts you out of a job because once a woman gets married, her husband's ancestors take over?
Something like that. And apparently Mushu's just been a huge dick the whole time.
Oh, yeah. From the intro sequence, he's been a huge dick about, I was, Mulan's guardian, and she saved all of China. I'm the hero of China. This is my pedestal for the next 1,000 years. Top this shit. Ooh, he's being such an asshole.
It's so weird.
What the ancestors don't seem to realize is, if Mushu's out of a job, soon all of them are. Because Mulan is the sole child and the only heir. And once the grandparents and the parents die, the House of Fa is done.
Oh, shit.
But sure, fuck Mushu. That's what to be worried about. Okay.
Because he's just a huge dick this whole fucking movie, though.
He is. He's
oh, my God.
He is the main conflict this whole movie.
And it's not right. It's an injustice to Mushu, because I love Mushu.
It is, because Mushu is, he's bumbling, but the whole time he's trying to help Mulan. In this movie, he's just fuck Mulan.
Right.
My own interest,
that's it. It's so fucked up.
So Mulan and Shang are going through the engagement party, and, they're giving opposite answers to everything. We want no babies. We want a lot of babies. Mild, spicy, hot, cold, low, high, opposites. Didn't Mulan just sing a song about opposites?
It's almost like yin and yang, and opposites are an overarching symbol that they're trying to bash over our heads.
Because then Mulan's parents come to them, and they're like, oh, we have these yin and yang necklaces to give you. They were our grandparents, and now we give them to you. Because you guys are opposites, but that's what makes you work. Oh, and then a guy on a horse rides up and he's like, the Emperor needs you. And Shang's like, me, and he's like, both of you. I'm like, one would hope.
I actually like that moment where the parents are like, here are our grandparents, yin and yang symbols to remind you of opposites and stuff.
Yeah, this movie's about opposites, guys.
That was the only good part of this movie.
Opposites?
Opposites?
Opposites.
Yes? No. Yes.
So Mushu's like, I'm gonna lose my job. I'm gonna break up the happy couple.
This is where it gets just fucked up.
And Kirky's like, what the fuck, dude? And he's like, I'm gonna lose my pedestal. Yeah, fuck Mulan's happiness, your pedestal.
Yeah.
So they're riding to the palace, which has been repaired since Mulan utterly destroyed it with fireworks.
A month later.
A month ago. Chinese labor. Get shit done.
That's how they built the wall.
Built the railroads. So the Emperor is going to protect them from Mongol attacks. It's an awkward sentence, and it's not historically accurate. With a wedding alliance of the three princesses, which everyone is surprised to hear that there's princesses.
Daughters? Princesses?
I don't think the Emperor has a wife. And also these girls are all Mulan's age. Mulan's supposed to be 16. Concubines. Concubine babies. They're not, they're bastards, but they're it'll work because he doesn't have any real daughters. And Mulan's like, an arranged marriage? Okay, Francis, what was Mulan getting ready for at the beginning of the first movie?
I think she was going to the matchmaker?
To get an...
arranged marriage?
Yeah! But she's like, arranged marriage? How barbaric. No offense, that's how they did things in China. You're only getting to marry the man that you choose because you're a war hero.
You know what, too? Another thing is, at the end of the first movie, the Emperor is like, you don't meet a girl like that every dynasty. And then, like, in this one, he goes, Shang, you're going to marry these princesses or whatever.
Huh?
Shang is to marry, to unite the...
No, Shang's not going to marry the princesses.
No, my bad.
The princess... Steven! Stephen Ray Morris, I love you. If you want to be my guest sound engineer with my coffee table sound booth setup, you're welcome to. You'll probably cry at how bad it is.
Thanks, Stephen.
So they're going to marry the 3 princes of Qigong,
yeah.
which is the neighboring kingdom. They have 3 sons. So he's like, how many men do you need? And Shang's like, 3. And he's like, 3 whole companies? He's like, no, I only need 3 dudes.
They're loyal, dependable, and strong.
They just list attributes this whole movie. It's so weird. They're like, you're strong, you're cool, you're brave, you're hot, you're lame. They couldn't write those characteristics in, so they just listed them.
Mulan, you're so serene and peaceful, and you go with the flow.
So... pan over to Po, Ling, and Yao, and they're getting kicked out of the matchmaker's place because they have no personality. They have too much personality, if anything. They don't have no personality.
Didn't they just, like, help win a war?
Yeah, like, I'm sorry, even if girls didn't like them, they'd still marry them.
Right.
And so they're listing what they want in their ideal girls, and Yao is like, I want someone to worship the ground I walk on. And Po's like, I want someone to cook morning, noon, and night. And Ling's like, I want someone who likes to laugh. And I'm like, oh, he goes, and who thinks I'm a god. Ruined it. There it is. Ruined it. And then they just rip off the best song.
Because they couldn't think of anything else.
And they just have Girl Worth Fighting For reprise.
And all the women look like Mulan.
And they all hate them. Like, one girl punches him clear across the room.
Oh my god.
Because he does this, like, chopstick. He puts chopsticks in his nose, so she punches him in the face.
Ow.
Oh gosh, that just hurt my nose. Like, they're big enough heroes to warrant a statue in the middle of town, but these girls like, fuck these guys.
They're war heroes and they can't get married.
It's so dumb.
Baffling.
So Mulan and Shang find them, and they're like, yeah, we're in. Let's get the princesses. So they're leaving that night in, like, the dead of night, the 3 princesses who are only distinguishable by their hairstyles and dress colors.
It's literally, they all look the same.
They have the same face.
Their hair is wild, too.
One has, like, bunny ears.
Yeah.
It's so weird. And so, Mei, her shoe falls off, and Yao goes, like, running over, and, like, their eyes meet, and it's like, ah, like, he's totally moony-eyed instantly. Although, I read online somewhere that, like, women's feet at that point in history were, like, the equivalent of seeing their genitals.
Oh, God.
So she just, like, flashed him a titty. Like, hey, boy, you like what you see? Put that shoe on that foot. Like, and so Mulan's like, are y'all sure you're cool with this? And they're like, it's our duty. It's our honor. We have to do this.
It's a duty to my heart.
No, they don't say duty.
No, they don't say
Mulan
that.
Says duty. The alternate name of this movie is Duty to My Heart.
Oh, my God.
Because Mulan says it 100 times. And then they're headed out of the palace, and the scenery is really pretty. Like, they go through, like, a rice paddy.
It's actually gorgeous, yeah.
And, like, a cliffside. It's really pretty. Mulan's clearly conflicted about pulling these princesses off to marry these 3 princes they've never met, but she's feeling duty not to the mission, but to her heart. To her heart. And Shang's like, we can only control our own lives. And she's like, oh, okay. Yeah. And she's over it. She's over her conflict. Yeah. So Ling is telling, like, terrible jokes. He's like, it's her own set of China. Get it?
China!
Good God. Yao is all moony-eyed over his cosmic moment, is what they call it. But Ling is like, no, we just gotta get the princesses here. Yeah. And Po's like, yeah, because they haven't seen their babies yet. The princesses are looking at the scenery. And by scenery, I mean them
boys.
boys. So May is clearly, like, the hopeless romantic. Ting Ting is, like, the older sister, like, be practical.
Right.
And May is the dumb blonde who likes to eat. I just summed up their three characters better than the movie will.
Yeah.
So they're gonna stop and stretch their legs and eat and make camp and all sorts of things.
Yeah.
They stop for like a full half of the movie.
Yeah, I tried.
He's like, we're gonna just stop and stretch our legs, and then they've stopped for half the movie.
For half the movie.
Which is only 70 minutes long.
Ugh.
So Yao can't even talk to May. He's so tongue-tied. Mm-hmm. Sue is like, ooh, fruit trees, I'm gonna pick some food. And Ling calls Ting Ting-a-ling.
The worst lion.
Ting-a-ling.
Just, oh my god.
And Ting Ting is just glaring at him over the top of the fan. Like, really, bitch. And Ling is trying so hard, and it's not working.
Oh my god. Just the fact that Ling and Ting Ting and just that whole interaction. Just...
Like, an Asian person wouldn't find the phrase ting-a-ling funny.
No. That just everything. Anytime Ling was on screen, I was just immediately pissed off.
Because his jokes were so racist.
And just terrible.
And bad.
Oh my god.
So, May comes to Mulan and she's like, you're so brave. You're so committed to your duty. I'm going to list more traits about you. And she's like, well, how did you know, like, what you did was the right thing to do? Like, you disobeyed the law. And she's like, because my duty is to my heart.
Right.
This is apparently a thing that Mulan says a lot, is duty to your heart.
Apparently.
We'll get to it.
Duty to your heart, yeah.
We'll get to it.
We're getting there.
So, Mushu's like, okay, time to break up the happy couple.
Which is ridiculous.
With the dumbest montage? Because his way of breaking up the couple is making Shang look stupid?
Right.
He, like, makes him fall down in a river. He has a horse chase him. He has a skunk chase him. He
sticks worms in the back of him, and he goes, what? The worst... The voice acting, I think, was terrible in that one specific part where Mushu sticks worms down Shang's shirt, and Shang is just like, like, literally, that's all he does.
Yeah, he just makes random noises. And, like, every time he looks like an idiot, Mulan's like, like, he falls down in the river, and she, like, falls on top of him, like, stop it! And he, like, falls out in a field, and they go, like, rolling through the field, like, like, everything that Mushu tries to do, she turns into, like, a romantic comedy moment.
I know.
So dumb.
So terrible.
And then Khan, Mulan's horse, like, just tramples the fuck out of Mushu.
Yeah.
He's just like, fuck you, Mushu. So... we'll get to it later. But Shang doesn't know about Mushu this whole time.
Apparently not.
Like, hey, Mulan, like, I love you, and, like, we saved all of China together. You never told me you had a tiny dragon.
And, I mean, it's been a month since we saved China, so...
It could have come up.
Yeah, it could have come up, but just don't mention it. That's cool.
And also, like, Mushu was key to the plot of defeating the villains in the first movie.
Yeah.
So, hey, Mulan, there were only 4 of us on that roof. Who shot the last rocket? I don't know, man. Somebody. My dragon.
Just Deus Ex Machina. That's what did it. I was just really lucky.
I mean, technically, Mushu is Deus Ex Machina.
That's true.
Because he's a god.
Oh. He's a guardian.
So Mushu accidentally knocks the cart loose, and it goes rolling down the hill with the 3 princesses inside.
Just conveniently. It conveniently happens.
And they straight up, all 8 of them, go over a cliff.
Because, they were just on it looked like a plane, with a field. It was nice and chill.
When they stopped, you didn't see a cliff in any direction.
Not a single cliff.
And suddenly they're 10 feet from a cliff. That they plummet down so rapidly, they're all pulled off the cliff. And they hit the water. They're all fine.
It just de-escalated really quickly. Just went downhill.
Yep.
Really, really quickly.
And Sue's like, I've got the food! Get it? Because she likes food. May has to save Yao from drowning in a foot of water. Which is slightly funny. And they're like, oh man, all our supplies are ruined. We'll have to make camp with what we have. They have 5 tents. They're like, oh man, all our supplies are in the river.
They're gone.
And the princesses have a tent the size of a living room.
Yeah.
They're fine. The only thing that has been ruined is the map. Which is just wet.
Conveniently. And the cart.
Oh, the cart's wrecked. All the horses are fine. The tents are fine. Food's fine. So Shang is like, oh man, we're gonna have to go through Bandit's Pass. And Mulan's like, well, why don't we like go down this road and see if there's a village? He's like, because there's not a village on the map. And he's like, well, why don't we follow the river? Because the river's not on the map. And she's like, what is it with men and asking for directions?
What is it with women? Oh my god, it was terrible.
Like just the
manufactured. That's where.
Why are all of the Disney sequels written by 90s sitcom writers?
It was terrible. Just I feel like, I mean, it's true. The conflict in all of the conflict in this movie is just manufactured.
Yeah. Literally, it comes out of nowhere for no reason.
Yeah.
And then Yao's like, oh, I found a path through the forest to a village. And Mulan's like, I'm sorry. And Shang's like, no, I'm sorry. Had nothing to do with what they were fighting about. Because she's like, you always have to wing it. And he's like, you always have to stick to the plan. And then it's like, oh, I found a path. It's like, oh, we don't have problems. It's like,
yeah.
Nope. That wasn't what you were fighting about. They're just perfect now. They're fine.
Yeah. And, like, the fight just came from nowhere, too. You always have to do this.
You always have to do that.
So, in the month you've been together,
you always
after saving China,
fight.
Yeah.
So the princesses are just watching the boys chop firewood. And Ling finds Ting Ting's fan, and he's like, I'm your biggest fan.
One of the least racist jokes in it.
Still bad.
Still terrible. Still terrible.
So bad. So Ling is like, I have to turn off my feelings. I have to like commit to my duty. And May's like, I can't do it. And so she's writing a letter to her father saying like, I can't do it. I have my duty to my heart. A duty to my heart. Where did she hear that from?
Well,
Mulan?
Mulan apparently said it all the time.
It's like her catchphrase that we've never heard before.
Never.
And Ling is like, no, a princess has to make every sacrifice for her country. It's her duty. And Ling is just like, this is what princesses have to do. This is what princesses have to be. And Ming and Sue are like, nope, they want to eat, sleep, get dirty, run around in their underwear.
Yeah,
that actual line comes out of their mouths.
Right. That stupid song, the Like Other Girls.
With the most racist line! Where they're talking about, like, no handmaids, no nurses, no folding our hands perfectly. Oh, like a lily. Literally, the accents are that thick. They literally say, fold our hands like a lily, with, like, the most stereotypical 70s Breakfast at Tiffany's Mickey Rooney racist accent.
They could have done the whole movie in an accent like this, and it would have been just as offensive.
Literally, that's the accent they do.
Oh
and they do it like 3 times in the song. I literally had to rewind it. I'm like, I'm hearing that. Oh, nope. Just that racist. All 3 of these actresses are Asian.
Oh, God.
But their singing voices, 3 white ladies.
Of course.
3 white ladies.
Of course. How did they convince
Do you think the 3 Asian actresses went and heard the songs and were like offended? Like, I'm sorry, did they fucking just do that accent?
Probably.
Oh my god. Like Lucy Liu.
Lucy Liu. Like,
Lucy Liu can sing, can't she?
I don't remember. I'm not sure, to be honest.
I feel like she can.
But I'm just wondering how Lea Salonga felt about the whole damn thing. Like, looking back at it, she's like, I fucking agreed to this shit?
Well, because the first one was so good. When they were like, Mulan 2, she was like, yeah, of course.
Like, looking back at Mulan 2, looking back at this movie, the first song was not bad.
No.
Looking at this song...
Compared to the rest of the movie, the first song is the best.
Yeah. It's just...
Because the other songs are ripped off from the first, or just straight racist.
Just terrible.
And the whole song is like, we wanna be like underground. We wanna be like underground.
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all, you're Asian women in China. You're Asian women. You're women in China. Your lives are gonna suck no matter where you are.
Right.
Like, Mulan wasn't like kicking it in like sweatpants eating potato chips.
No, she was worried about fucking her dad dying and going to war.
Getting a husband. And like, she couldn't get anything right. Like, it's not like if you weren't princesses, you'd get to like fuck around. Like, they're saying be like other girls. Being like other girls in 2004.
Exactly. Not being like other girls and, dying of poverty in China or being forced to work.
Well, the good thing is the only thing they wouldn't have to do like other girls is be their father's concubines.
Oh, yeah.
Well, he might. I don't know. Okay, so Mushu is trying to get all up in Shang's head, and he makes the creepiest Mulan puppet!
Oh, God.
It has, like, dead scarecrow eyes.
Yeah.
And he's, like, playing with the accent, like, and then it's straight up just Ming-Na when talking.
Yeah, well, that was creepy, too, but it was a play off of that first time where, Mushu makes that puppet on the panda to Shifu.
Oh!
Yeah.
Wow, it totally is!
Because they were like, guys, how did we get out of a situation last time? Mushu made a puppet. Yes, let's have him make a puppet again. It'll be funny again. It'll be really good, guys.
Are Disney executives Italian mobsters in 1940?
No, they're not that clever.
Marlon Brando in The Godfather. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna have Mushu make a puppet. What's that?
We're gonna take everything we liked from the first movie, and we're gonna do it again.
That's the creepiest accent. So the Mulan puppet is like making fun of Shang, and she's like, he has to stick to the plan. He needs a map. And his breath stinks.
His breath stinks.
Apparently,
it smells like garlic.
Breath stinks is the part that hits him the hardest.
Apparently.
Like, I'm stubborn, I'm stupid, I'm dumb. He's like, yeah. My breath stinks! I can't do this anymore. Dare say shit
about how my breath smells.
Yeah. And so he comes over to Mulan and he's like, you left your post, you were shit-talking me, my breath doesn't stink. Hilarious piece of animation, I have to admit. Where he's just yelling at her and his hair goes like...
The animation was not bad in that part.
In that scene, it was kind of funny.
It was kind of cool to see, like, Shang go, whoa, I'm crazy.
And Mulan's, like, totally lost. She's like, what the fuck are you talking about? Your breath. And Mushi's just like, fan the flames, make them fight. That's all they're doing.
Oh,
because literally, they're having to manufacture every piece of conflict in this movie.
Manufactured conflict.
And the conflict they actually do have, like a cart falling off the hill, they immediately make no conflict out of.
No consequence.
Imagine if they're like, oh man, we only have 3 tents. Uh-oh, co-ed tents, guys. That would have been real conflict.
Right.
Or like,
everything's fine. No, just...
we have all our tents for crew.
Ugh.
So... the princesses are having some, like, midnight tea, and the boys are, like, prowling around, and they're like, hey, you want to, like, go down to the village? I'm like, I feel like I had this conversation in New York in my dorm, like, hey, ladies, you want to hit Long Island?
Hey, ladies, I've always had a dream to go visit the village. Do you want to come with me?
Poe's always had a dream to visit a village in the middle of nowhere. And they're like, oh, yeah, cool. And there's a line where Mushu is telling Mulan, like, the princesses and the guys are gone. And she's like, the princesses and the guys are gone! And Mushu's like, don't you understand Chinese?
Oh, God.
He says fully in English. Like, the line could have been funny. He's like, what, am I speaking Greek? I'm pretty sure I'm speaking Chinese. Like, right. I mean, the joke would have still been bad. But, like, to have, like, a white guy doing an Eddie Murphy impression in English go, don't you understand Chinese? It's like, this joke is wrong on so many levels.
That's the whole movie, basically, is a white guy doing an Eddie Murphy impression. He's like, okay, look, we know, just make shit up. Make shit up. You're Mushu now. He's like, but, I mean, all I do is Eddie Murphy impressions. Well, do what you think Eddie Murphy would do in this situation. Okay!
So bad.
Fine.
Like, this is the animation voiceover equivalent of blackface.
Yeah.
It is.
Yeah.
Sorry. I think it was Chris Rock at the Oscars one year, and he was, like, doing the presentation for animation, and he's like, oh, in animation, it can be anything. Michael Myers can be a 6-foot ogre, and Scarlett Johansson can be a boa constrictor, and black guys can be donkeys. And zebras.
Mm.
Whoop! there it is.
Yep.
And the whole audience is like, white guilt. So Mulan's gonna take off and find the princesses, and she's like, don't tell Shang. And Mushu, he tells Shang.
Of course.
Because fan the flames, fan the flames, fan the flames.
Shang. Don't wake him up. I'm gonna do exactly what she told me not to do.
And he does like a one-man band thing with a gong.
I know.
And Shang finds the letter that Princess May wrote saying, like, I can't do this, I have to follow the duty to my heart. And he's like, duty to my heart!
What? I know who said that a million times before, even though she never actually said it.
The name of this movie is Duty to My Heart. It's Mulan 2, Duty to My Heart. Duty to My Heart. So the village is having, like, a little festival, there's food, there's acrobats.
You know, just cuz.
The girl who comes up and she's like, do you want fresh ginger? That's Michelle Kwan.
No way.
Because she comes ice skating up.
Oh, that's hilarious.
That's Michelle Kwan. And literally the only line was she's like, ginger? It's fresh. Michelle Kwan came into a studio for 4 words. What if she had, like, more dialogue, but she was so bad? They're like, ooh, cut that whole ginger salad routine.
We'll just leave that one line in.
But it's hilarious because they, like, play the ice skating noises, but she's just walking on dirt.
Oh, jeez.
So Po and Sue are bonding over food. Yao is like fighting to impress May.
This whole scene, I feel, was just, okay, guys, we need to come up with like romantic situations. Well, you know what? We have like this general, like generic date.
Like he literally like wins her like a carnival teddy bear.
Yeah.
Oh, a panda bear.
Yeah.
So Ling is still trying super hard to make Ting laugh, and she's just like holding up her fan, like, not feeling it. Somehow Firefly set off fireworks.
Because that's how fireworks work. You know, that's how fireflies work. A
firefly lands on a firework, and the wick catches on fire and blows off.
Because fireflies are actually fire. You know, that's why they're called fireflies. That's how it worked. I mean, apparently, right?
Yeah, and Ting Ting lets out the biggest snorty donkey laugh. She thought he was funny the whole time, guys.
Oh my god.
She just had an ugly laugh.
Oh.
Oh my god. This movie is so bad.
It's terrible.
It's so bad. And, so in his version of Girl Worth Fighting For, he, like, sticks chopsticks in his nose, and he's like, once I find a girl who thinks that my chopstick nose joke is funny, I'll know she's the one. And Tang Tang puts chopsticks in her nose!
Oh my god!
She's the one, guys.
Oh.
She's the one. Okay, also, they make this huge deal over, like, we have to take the 3 princesses over the 3 kingdoms in 3 days. 3 days? 3 days. 3 days! The whole thing happens in a day.
Yeah.
And they make a huge deal over 3 days, and it all happens in 1 day. It's so weird. So all 3 couples are cuddling in the moonlight, and Mulan's like, hey guys!
I caught you.
This is super cute, I don't care.
Yeah, and then Shang comes up.
And he is busting all the balls.
This is wrong, and Mulan.
And Mulan's trying to smooth it over, and he's like, no, you have to follow duty to the mission. And he's like, duty to my heart. That sounds familiar, doesn't it, Mulan? And Mulan's like, what? My signature catchphrase that I've never said before except for the 50 times in this movie. What? And May's like, I didn't mean to write that letter. I think she means she didn't mean to send it, but you definitely meant to write it. Right. She did. So then Shang's like, we're going to Qigong. You boys aren't allowed to look at the princesses. You can't talk to the princesses. You can't enter their tents. I'm like, was that low-key? You can't fuck them? Because he's like, you are not to speak to them. You are not to address them. You are not to enter their tents. That was specific. That was specific.
I mean, maybe they've just been going in their tents the whole time. Wow.
So Shang is yelling at Mulan. He's like, you put your feelings above everything else. And Mulan's like, my feelings are what tells me what my true duty is. And they just list each other's personality traits. So they're like, you're brave and you're loyal, but you're stubborn and you're rude. And he's like, you're forceful and amazing, but you're just... And they just yell attributes at each other.
I feel like they were storyboarding And somehow, like, some notes that they took down during storyboarding was like, okay,
oh, like,
so
what's
Mulan
Shang?
is this
She's
and that.
brave, beautiful, and strong.
Okay.
And Shang is loyal. He's honorable. He's duty. Okay,
Exec
like
walks in. Okay, perfect. This is our script.
Put a line in about that. We'll fix it in post, and then they never did.
They never did.
That's what happened. So Shang goes storming off, and they're all riding through the pass, and now all of their supplies look like they're gone.
Yeah.
Because they have, like, 3 horses, and that's it.
And
like,
that's it.
There
Nothing
are 3
else.
princesses on 1 horse.
Yeah.
I'm like, all of a sudden, shit's split up.
Yeah.
And, like, gone. Mulan and Shang can't even look at each other.
Yeah.
It's like...
Oh, the line, they were like, oh, maybe we're just too different.
Ah. Hey, Francis, would you say they're opposites?
Like yin and yang?
Has this movie talked about opposites at all?
Oh my god, it's almost like it was trying to force an overarching theme.
Dude, that would have been so much funnier if the princesses were the opposite to the boys.
Oh, that would have been great.
Like, if the girl's like, I don't really care about food that much.
But I love you anyway because we work out. Because we're opposites.
And, like, oh, I don't like violence. But, like, I like that you can fight. And, like, oh, I'm really serious, but your jokes are funny. But instead they're like, fat guy likes food, fat girl likes food. Skinny guy, like they talk about opposites and then make them exactly the same. It's fucking hilarious. Literally, like, the tall guys with the tall guys, the short guys with the short girl, the thin guys with the thin guy. Like, oh my god. So they get split up in, like, that weird pass, and I thought that was gonna, like, be, like, a point of conflict, like they were gonna get lost.
Right.
And then they immediately rejoin, and it's totally fine.
Easy peasy.
Totally fine. So they are in the Bandit's Pass, which was a big deal. Okay,
Yeah.
I thought the whole thing is they're like, oh man, we're gonna have to go through Bandit's Pass because we can't find a road. And they're like, oh no, we found this village, therefore we found the road.
No, we still have to go through Bandit's Pass.
But then they still go through Bandit's Pass. It's like they forgot their own movie. So the princesses are apologizing to Mulan about, like, so sorry, like, we broke up your engagement. And she's like, it wasn't meant to be. It's fine. Like,
yeah. And for some reason, Mulan's like, I'm just so sad, Mushu. And Mushu just, for whatever reason, just confesses.
he's like,
tells her everything.
it was me. I did it. Oh,
I just feel so bad now after it's all happened.
oh, but we forgot. There's more attribute listing. Because the boys are like, oh man, I really wish I could talk to the princesses. Can we talk to the princess? Well, we can't talk to the princesses, but if I could talk to the princesses, I would say that Ting is the funniest, prettiest, most extraordinary girl in the world. What would you say about Sue? I would say Sue is fresh ginger on the rice bowl of my life. Because he's fat and he likes food, get it? And then Yao calls May one right, babe.
One righteous babe. Because they couldn't think of anything else.
Nope.
They just wanted to make it...
They have to list more attributes.
Oh my god.
Okay, but then Mushu confesses, and Mulan's like, we don't have any problems. It was all you. No, you still have problems. He may have stirred them up, but, like, the fight you were having was an actual issue that you have in your relationship.
Those are actual issues. But I mean, yeah, like Mushu exacerbated them, but it's not peachy keen and everything's fine and dandy.
No, you guys were having an actual fight. She's like, oh, we don't have to fight, except there's an ambush.
Shang, I have to tell you, it's an ambush!
Of 3 guys.
Right. And they were... Okay, I noticed in the village and right now, these guys are the same Huns. Like,
Yeah,
they were the Huns in
it's
the first one.
Like, the same, like, yellow eyes, costume design. Oh, and they're like, oh, they're trying to grab one bracelet off one girl.
Get the gold, get the gold.
And they're like, he's like, I can't get it off. Take the whole package. He would have chopped her hand off.
Yep. Just take the hand off. I mean...
He would have been like, oh, bracelet? It would have just taken her hand. But he has to kidnap the girl, so they're like, oh no. And they're, like, running over a rope bridge. They start chopping the bridge, and, like, Mulan and Shang are on the bridge, and they fall. And Mulan catches Shang's hand. And he's like, it can't hold us both.
I'm sorry, Mulan.
And he lets go!
And he fucking falls down.
He's dead.
It's like the only time there's something dark that
and
happens
Mulan
in this
is
film.
like screaming. She's like, Shang! It was a little heartbreaking.
It was, but it comes out of left fucking field because the entire goddamn movie
has been so lighthearted.
Yeah. She's like, oh, it's all about balance and everything being opposites. And now
then, like,
Shang's dead.
And then it's like raining. Everyone's so sad. Mulan like plunges his sword into the ground in like the dead of night. And when they come up in the morning, she's still crying over the sword.
Like if the entire second movie was as powerful as that
moment. Yeah.
It would have been good.
And the princesses are like, we're so sorry we ruined your relationship and killed your fiancé. We have to go finish the mission. And Mulan's like, no, losing Shang taught me I can't let you finish the mission because, like, true love.
It's like the only good part of the movie.
And then for no fucking reason, we cut and there's a horse.
Oh,
just
wow.
Sniffing.
The horse, it smells like a bloodhound. Oh, that horse looks familiar. That's Shang's horse. Is that? Is that?
Shang's alive!
He's alive!
Shang's alive, guys!
Die.
I literally measured, they let him think he was dead for not even 2 full minutes.
Not even 2 full minutes on the screen.
He's dead for 1 minute and 30 seconds.
Because they can't even commit.
And apparently the river gave him a wardrobe change and a new haircut.
And his bun fell out.
Yeah, but he's got a completely different set of clothing on. Oh, I just ran down to the local river to buy myself a new outfit. That's how you do it. Like, so then Mulan goes to the Emperor of Qigong, and he's like, oh, cart went over the river. All the princesses are dead. Holy fuck, Mulan. That's dark as shit.
And the Emperor's like, I don't care. I still need a marriage.
He's like, I still need a marriage. And Mulan's like, I guess that happened. I'm going to marry your son. I'll be the replacement. And they're like, oh, this random girl who fought in a war, she's more valuable than 3 princesses put together.
Well, I mean, she was the savior of China.
But it's not about savior, it's about bloodlines.
That's true. That's right.
And so he's like, okay, you're gonna marry my oldest son. Racist, racist, racist.
Oh, it was fuck.
He's playing with a Chinese finger trap.
Chinese finger trap, and he's just that. I don't even have any words for how terrible it is.
And he just looks at Mulan and goes, she's so old!
She's so old.
Like, is he supposed to be, like, an 11-year-old boy? And, like, that's why it's funny, like, child marriages?
I think so. That's kind of what I feel like they were going for.
But I feel like Mulan is 16.
16 and a month.
16 and a month. And he's like, she's so old. Is he 9? What the fuck?
Just the character pissed me off so much.
So they're like, okay, yeah, cool. We're gonna get married right fucking now.
Right now.
Immediately.
This very moment.
Oh, and he keeps speaking, he's like, oh, the golden dragon of unity predicted that we'd married 3 princesses, the golden dragon of unity, the golden dragon of unity, the golden dragon of unity. Like, in this 1-minute scene, they say golden dragon of unity, like, 10 times. I'm like, hey guys, are we worried about the golden dragon of unity at all?
It's all about duty to the heart.
So
and the golden dragon of unity.
The princesses and the boys find Shang, and they're like, let's storm the castle, whee!
Yeah.
And Mulan's getting ready for her arranged marriage. Mushu's like, I'm so sorry, this is all my fault. Yeah, Mushu, it literally is.
It is.
And the prince is caught in the Chinese finger trap at his own wedding.
I still have no words for just how absolutely terrible that character is.
And then Shang throws a ninja star.
A ninja star, yeah, just
cuts their marriage sash in half.
Yeah. Where the fuck did that come from?
I don't know. Fell in the river, lost his hairstyle and his clothes. He kept the ninja star.
He's got one. A single one.
He's got one.
He's just standing in the crowd. Okay, I gotta make this right.
It was lodged between his butt cheeks. So he's like, no, you can't marry her. And Mulan's like, what are you doing? He's like, Mulan, I'm winging it. And he's like, no, the golden dragon of unity. Hey, do we have any dragons around, Francis?
Oh, that looks like there's a golden dragon of unity, like, directly behind them.
But do we know any real dragons?
Oh my god, wouldn't it be so convenient if, like
a dragon.
Like a dragon that, like talks?
Who's a dragon?
Mushu!
Mushu! Who can apparently blow a giant jet of fire out of nowhere.
Humongous.
It's like 10 feet long, and he's like, Brrr! And he's got a tiny megaphone. And he's like, the golden dragon of unity.
How convenient that he, fakes to be a big dragon again. Like in the first movie.
In the first movie.
Yeah, like for like in the first movie he makes a puppet, and in the second movie in the first movie he also pretends to be a giant dragon, and he does it all in the second movie, guys.
And he's like, this is an example of true love, and like China's soul feels it. Mulan, do you? Shang, do you? You're married. It's apparently how marriages work in China. A large dragon yells at you, and then you're married.
And apparently, like after that, like the emperor's like.
Oh, and he's like, oh, and I released the princess from the deal that they made.
Yeah.
Because he can do that.
And then the emperor, like, goes to his son, and, like, they have this weird, like, bonding moment where they just, like, look at each other, and the emperor's like, oh, maybe I do love my son.
And he's like, oh, maybe I shouldn't force marriages.
Yeah. And then that's it we see of them. Oh, and there are a couple of racist jokes thrown into there, too.
Oh, I couldn't even write them all down.
Oh, my God. Emperor double chin. Because it was
yeah.
Emperor chin. Oh, it was just... No, it was too much.
So then they're back home, and everything's all cool, and Mushu's like packing up his stuff at the temple. He's like, if Mulan's happy, I'm happy. I'm gonna go back to gong duty. And then Shang combines the family temples.
Yeah.
I don't know what that means. Mulan doesn't seem to either.
It just kind of happens.
He just like takes a tablet and lays it in Mulan's, and he's like, we're one family now. And literally, Mulan's like, what does that mean? And he's like, it means we can do whatever we want. And he goes, wait, aren't there rules? And he goes, yeah, right next to the rules about dressing like a man and joining the army. Legitimately the funniest joke of the whole movie.
Right. The only decent joke.
And then Mushu comes like falling down and he's like, oh no. And Shang's like, hey Mushu. And Mushu's like, you told him about me? He literally didn't know about Mushu this entire time.
At all.
And Mulan's like, well, I had to tell him about the golden dragon immunity. So Shang legitimately thought a dragon married him. And Shang's right away, he's like, Mulan, can you believe the golden dragon immunity approves of our marriage? She's like, oh, honey.
Well, the whole time, too.
No.
The whole time, too, Shang is like, well, Mulan told me everything about the golden dragon immunity and how this and that, but not once does Shang mention or even, like, allude to Mushu trying to sabotage their relationship.
No.
At
when he
all.
says everything, I thought he was going to be like, everything. He's like, I understand. You thought you were going to lose your pedestal. So did Shang just combine the family temples so that Mulan's 1-foot dragon could keep his hot tub?
Probably.
He bucked thousands of years of Chinese tradition for an asshole, racist, blackface dragon.
Oh my god. And the worst fucking part, too.
That's Mulan 2. Blackface dragon, duty to your heart.
Like, the entire, like, situation was dissolved by Shang bringing a tiny little tablet to the temple. Like, we could have just avoided the whole fucking thing.
Yeah. Literally. That was the entire conflict of the movie.
Which...
And it's solved with a stone tablet.
He might have just done that anyway to begin with. Like, we just wasted 70 minutes watching this dragon, like, abuse his friendship with his best friend so he can have these living perks, to have a pedestal. And have living perks where he has people, like, blow bubbles into his jacuzzi. Like, what the fuck?
And he's like, make some hot oil. I don't know what it's for, but we gonna use it. Was that a sex thing?
I think it was. Hey guys, you know, we had, in some of our movies, we kind of have some, like, adult jokes. Let's try to squeeze some into this one, too.
And then immediately the movie ended, and I wanted to start singing the song that's at the end of the first one. It's like, true to your heart, you must be true to your heart. But that's not the end of this one.
No, it's not.
Whatever we start, we'll be together, baby, true to your heart.
That was such a good ending for the first movie that just the second one was
so
just...
cute. Okay, so we're going to do our favorite quotes from the original and then the best/worst quote from the sequel. For me, I do lyrics because lyrics count.
Okay.
Oh no, I'm not doing lyrics because I was going to do lyrics and then I decided this is the best line in the whole movie. And he's like,
my children never caused such trouble. They all became acupuncturists.
Well, we can't all be acupuncturists.
No, your great-granddaughter had to be a cross-dresser.
The movie almost got a PG rating for the word cross-dresser.
That was such a good line. Actually, okay.
And then the line from the sequel, which I already said, but I'll say it again, is...
Mulan, seems your grandma invited someone to help us celebrate the engagement.
Really? Who?
China.
Okay. My favorite line actually is just sets the tone for the whole movie, and it's just so great.
I won't take any chances, General. A single grain of rice can tip the scale. One man may be the difference between victory and defeat.
You know, the Emperor says that, you know, when they're like, oh my god, the war is looming, the Huns are here, the beacons are lit, like, oh my god.
Gondor cause parade!
And the
Sorry!
But the Emperor's like, don't worry, you know, it's just like, holy shit, one man, but really, it's gonna be a woman.
A lady!
And then my least favorite line in the Mulan 2.
Well, hello there. I am Ling.
I am Princess Ting Ting.
Well, if you ever need me, just give me a ting-a-ling. Come on, Your Highness. You don't want to let your guard down.
Oh, it hurt.
So bad.
It hurt.
So fucking bad.
Oh my god. Okay, so on a scale of 1 to 5, 1 being like guilty pleasure, I'm gonna watch the shit out of this. 5 being like, I would rather watch paint dry. What would you rate this?
I would rate Mulan 2 5.
A 5?
5 all the fucking way.
I would rate it a 4. Like, I'll keep the TV on while I fold laundry. Like, it's good background noise.
I can't even do that. I can't even do
because
that.
you love the original so much?
I love the original so much, and, like, the second one is just way too fucking racist.
Oh my god. Okay, any other thoughts on Mulan or Mulan 2?
Yes. I just realized this. Watching Mulan 2 is like seeing the Chinese clone of a movie. It's like watching a Chinese bootleg of Mulan.
Yes.
Where it's literally just like that. It's just like, oh, cool. What's this movie? Oh, it's Luman, about a woman who's like a man.
Luman.
It's like our favorite hero,
and
Luman.
her love interest, Lang Shi.
Exactly. That's literally what the whole movie felt like. It's like, what the fuck? I was expecting, you know, like some hero saving China and some big baddie being defeated, but no, it's just like a giant lover spat and abusive relationships.
And 3 bandits.
And 3 bandits. All the characters are there. They just, like, you know, kind of cut and paste them and, like, listed attributes, but they don't really do anything.
So much attribute listing.
I know.
I didn't recognize it until, like, halfway through the movie. I'm like, they just list attributes at each other over and over. Okay, where can people find you online if they want to follow your...
Online, you can find me on Instagram at Sicknarf, Sicknarf.
And you can find us online at our Twitter, Stupid Sequels 2. And a hint for what next week's movie will be. This is about the original. It is based on a novel that was written in 1782. Yeah, wrap your melons around that one and figure out what the sequel could be. All right, that's been Stupid Sequels. See you next week. Bye! Thanks so much for listening to the Stupid Sequels podcast. Please subscribe and review so everyone can find us on iTunes. You can find us on Twitter at StupidSequels2 or email us at stupidsequelspodcast@gmail.com. Every episode is made possible by our sound engineer, Francis Gacad. Our logo was designed by Nicole Wiseman at Y-Shots, and you can find me online at Callie Blair on Twitter and pretty much everywhere else. And remember, even though these movies are stupid, deep down, we really love them.